You are about to enter a great adventure.
This is Strutting from Gorilla.
Happy holidays, everybody. This is Mikey Cash. Want to welcome you to a special end of the year review edition of Strutting from Gorilla. I am Mikey Cash, like I said, and next to me here, or across the computer screen, is Big Vito. Happy holidays, Big Vito.
Merry Christmas, Mikey Cash. Happy to be here. Glad we could get in our year-end episode right here before the new year. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad our schedules worked out. You know, the holidays can get pretty jam-packed this time of year. So, well, before we dive into the episode, let's remind all you jabronis where you can find us on the socials, on Facebook at SFG Podcast, on Twitter and TikTok at @from_gorilla, on Instagram at SFGorillaPod. Our website is struttingfromgorilla.com. We've been contributing to the website more often now. We've been trying to make a more concerted effort to write more articles. So yours truly here is contributing some 2 cents articles on wrestling as I see it throughout the week. So feel free to check it out, sound off, agree, disagree. We've already had some jabronis on the socials throw out their 2 cents on Mikey Cash's 2 cents. So we welcome it. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, feel free to leave us a 5-star rating and review. Now, that's all out of the way. Today's episode, we're talking all about our year of wrestling in review. Talking about what we felt like was some of our favorite moments, our least favorite moments, Superstar of the Year, all of that good stuff. So let's dive in. Vito?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's just start right off with some of our favorite moments from the year. So let me ask you, Mikey Cash, we'll get your opinion here first. If you were to pick a moment or two or a couple, what do you got?
All right, so this is actually kind of hard because I feel like this has been one of the first years where I've paid attention to, like really paid attention to WWE, AEW, Impact even, and some New Japan. So I feel like there's just like a lot to consider here. So it's hard for me to say just one thing. But if I was really thinking about it, some of my favorite moments of the year, I mean, the Cody return comes to mind. I mean, it's the first thing that pops up. It's one of like my favorite moments. Like that WrestleMania return, even though everybody kind of knew, I never expected it to be as welcoming as it was to have him back there. I mean, I thought at first he might get like that, like a WCW guy coming in. You know, I didn't think he was exactly going to get a warm welcome, but especially from a WrestleMania crowd. So I was incredibly surprised, and I was just so happy for him.
Yeah, you know, I agree with that. And what's crazy about it is I'm the type of guy, and I feel like you are too, where you almost like the surprises where you don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And we kind of knew, everyone knew it was going to be Cody Rhodes. You weren't 100% sure, but you're like 85 to 90%. And it was great. It was a great moment. And I got to tell you, I watched the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold and Cody Rhodes, and it was great. Yeah. Cody Rhodes is the type of guy that is fantastic for this business. And I didn't know this. I thought he, in my eyes, you know, again, this is a show from a fan's point of view. In my eyes, he was a guy that was at at AEW that left WWE like everyone else because he was frustrated. He wasn't getting what he wanted, and he left. He started a new company. But what I didn't understand was the love and respect he had for WWE. He just wanted to go off and do his own thing. And plus, he was dealing with the death of his dad, Dusty, and he was going through a lot. And if you guys haven't checked it out, check out that Broken Skull Sessions. It's great. And the amount of understanding he has for the business, I think surpasses anyone that's in the locker room
Yeah.
right now. I mean, I could tell Stone Cold was impressed with his knowledge, and he talked about getting over and all of this other stuff, and how he went from being dashing Cody Rhodes, and then which was more around what his gimmick should have been, to then going to Stardust, where he was already at a low point and he gave it his all, but it just wasn't what he wanted to do.
No.
And then he went to AEW and became a star, understood the business on his own, and came back. And I think he's got some great things going, and I'm really, really excited to see where he goes. But to go along with that, Mike, I mean, not only was that a great moment of the year, but I'm sure I'll let you talk about it. What's the other moment that was great with Cody Rhodes?
Oh, I mean, what, just a couple months later, right? Him and Seth Rollins are in the midst of their fantastic rivalry that they had, and during one of the pull aparts on Raw, he tears his pec, and I think you and I both thought, all right, well, so this match is over, right? Then nothing's going to happen, or if it comes out, it's going to be pretty much a real quick finish to not hurt him anymore. This guy comes out, and it's one of the most iconic moments for me now. It's really started to etch itself in WWE lore, and for Cody Rhodes' own legacy. Speaking of that, right? He comes out and he's got the jacket on, and right before the match starts, he takes the jacket off, and everybody gets to see the bruising, the swelling. I mean, this guy is clearly injured. I don't know how he got cleared to be able to have this match still. Like I don't know exactly how that happened, or if it was one of those he's quote unquote cleared for tonight. But as much as I care about, I mean, player safety, superstar safety, whatever you want to call it, this was badass.
Yeah,
it was so badass. That was one of the most gutsy performances I've ever seen at a pay-per-view, dude. It was so great. It was so great.
I think the reason he was able to wrestle was because it wasn't going to make it worse, right? You tear your pec, like there's not much you're going to do to it that it's going to make it worse. So like you're going to tear your arm off, like you're just probably going to tear.
It's just going to hurt more.
Exactly.
It's just going to continue to hurt.
But think about it. He comes back. Crowd goes crazy at WrestleMania, and he's probably one of the top baby faces right now, if not the top baby face in WWE. And you come back and you're wrestling with a torn pec. Dude. How, as a fan, how are you not going to love that guy?
I know. Like, you can't help but get behind him. You're just watching him like, I don't know how he's going to do. Like,
no.
And then he wins.
Yeah.
He wins the match, which is just even more of a babyface thing to happen. Like, he's actually injured, and he ends up winning this incredible match. It's one of the better Hell in a Cell matches I've seen. Him and Seth have unbelievable chemistry together, and I just want to make sure Seth contributed to this. Do 50%, right? Like, it was 50-50.
Oh, 100%.
And without somebody like Seth and somebody who's so comfortable in himself to work off of Cody, it was so great. It was so great.
And the emotions you felt were real, right? Because you're like, oh, don't hurt it more. Don't hurt it more. Like, that's something you can't make up, right? Like, he used it. They did a great job.
It blurred the line, man. It was an element that blurred the line, and that
was great.
That was they did it well in that case.
Yeah. No, great moments. Cody Rhodes definitely had it, and it's funny because he was leaving a great situation to some degree.
Yeah.
And you know what? He talked about it on the Broken Skull podcast, where like he was losing too much and it was hurting his character. You and I both know when we were watching. I mean, I think you said it multiple times, more than I did, but we were like, oh, Cody Rhodes wrestling again. Like, he doesn't really do it for us. Like, and it was because even Arn Anderson told him, like, hey man, like, you got to do stuff for yourself too. And after listening to him talk, it made sense. And he was in a position where he still wants to wrestle. He's our age. He's like 30. Yeah.
So he's 30. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 30 now. He's like 21. But it was a great year for him. I'm excited to see where he goes, and I think him going back to WWE. I mean, it was a ballsy move,
Yeah.
but you
It
got to
really
do
was.
you, and I think people still respect him. I'm sure the people at AEW are, upset about it because he
Yeah.
started that company, but we'll see what happens.
I know. From what I've seen or heard in interviews and stuff, it seems like the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, all those guys, there's no bad blood there. It's just
No,
he had a goal of what he wanted to do, and he left. I mean, I feel like it can't get much more pure than that. Hey,
right?
I love what I've done here. I also this is something that's on my like his bucket list of
Yep,
for his career. I want to win the big one in WWE. What's
yep,
wrong with that?
yep,
It's not I don't like it here. It's I want to do this over there. Okay, great,
yep.
do it, man. I think it's going to be. I foresee a championship reign in his future.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, that's his goal, and I think if he keeps on the same track, he's going to hit it.
Yeah,
So.
this really became a Cody Rhodes love podcast.
You know what's
Right?
funny? I'm gonna say this now. Obviously with the schedule and whatnot, we were thinking about doing like a strutting solo session, and actually I was gonna do it, and my session was gonna be on Cody Rhodes. Like it was gonna
Oh,
be a session all about Cody Rhodes, but um, I'm sure we could do another one sometime down the road. But
absolutely.
all right, give me if there's one you want to talk about a little bit more than others, and then we can just kind of mention some of the other moments. But
Yeah, yeah. Uh, let me see. I'm just like I mean, do you count Vince retiring as like a moment in WWE, or does that sort of transcends it? It's more of a moment in all of wrestling. But
I would think if Vince retired in a natural retirement type of way,
then
yes.
yeah,
But because he was forced into retirement, I would say no. I
okay.
mean, it's a
It's a
moment
big
because
moment.
he's
Yeah, it's a big
gone,
moment.
but I wouldn't put it up there. I mean, I think it, you know, organically became a moment
Mhm.
because Triple H got a chance to shine, and you've seen
Yeah,
what he's done.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of the. It's almost like when your favorite band goes mainstream, like they get a big hit.
yeah.
That's kind of how I felt about like Triple H being in charge of creative, because
Hmm.
a lot of people that paid attention to NXT saw how good he was at telling
Oh,
stories
of
on
course.
television. And then the NXT 2.0 happened, so he got pushed off of that.
Yep.
And now he's up here, and we're like, oh yeah, don't you see? There's a lot of things that he can contribute. I mean,
Yeah.
so anyway, uh, well, I'm gonna take a turn here, and let's go to AEW for a second.
Okay.
Sort of talk
Sure.
about some moments.
Yep.
I think we should give some time to Saraya coming back from injury. I think that was a legitimate moment.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that this woman was going to be wrestling again.
No.
She didn't. So you're talking what, 5 years? She had to step back from the ring, and I think it was great. I think it's awesome that she's back in there. I know she's only had one match at this point, but still, I still think there's a significance to that moment of her coming back. Any wrestler, I mean, if this was a couple years ago, we'd all be saying Edge, right?
Yeah.
So, and Brian Danielson, same deal. So these people that get these career-ending injuries at the time, I think, it, I know we always say never say never in pro wrestling, but when people get those kinds of diagnoses, especially about like the neck and stuff, I mean, you can't help but say like it's probably never going to happen again.
Oh
So
no.
we've had now 3 exceptions, and it's been great.
Yeah, and I think with her coming back, it was even more elevated
Hmm.
because she hadn't been in the ring in so long. I mean, she
No,
was barely on TV, and it was like, how are you still this popular and you're barely on TV? You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of the whole mystique of her and
yeah,
everything in the movie and her whole story behind her.
right,
I think she's a fine wrestler. I don't know you're gonna the thing is I don't know that you're gonna see some great wrestling moments with her, right? And it's probably similar to Edge. Edge can still bring it a little bit, but really it's the mystique around her, and she can
right,
elevate some of the angles with and bring up some of the stars on the female wrestling
yeah.
side in AEW, and they need it, quite honestly.
Absolutely. Can
So
you imagine at some point next year we could we could get Jamie Hayter versus Saraya. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
I know.
That's a big time match.
Yeah, no, that's a great moment of the year. I mean, I have to say this one
Mm-hmm.
because I think it is the moment of the year, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But Stone Cold wrestling one more match
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it.
Talk about things we never thought we'd see.
Yeah, but it was done perfect. Like it was great because Stone Cold had his match with The Rock, and it was his swan song. Everyone knew it, but they really didn't know it. And,
Yeah.
The internet was a thing, but it wasn't a huge thing. And he holds his cards so close to his chest all the time
Especially
that,
back then.
yeah, oh, 100%. And now everyone has for years, what is the thing? Is Stone Cold going to wrestle? One more match,
Mhm.
one more match, one more match. And he did it. And the way he did it, it didn't feel like it was an actual match, but it
No.
was done perfectly so that he could get his win. He could go out on top and
Mhm.
people could give him the respect he deserved. And quite honestly, it was the best selling WrestleMania of all time. And
It
as
broke some record.
always, Stone Cold delivers. And it was a great match. It was well done. And he gave you a lot more action than you actually thought you were going to
Yeah.
get. It's not, the shell of Ric Flair, flailing around the ring where you think he's dead 90% of the match.
Exactly. Oh my God. No, I'm completely there with you. I think a lot of us tuned in because we weren't sure what we were going to get from him. We weren't sure if this was going to be essentially just a little segment kind of match where it's like, oh, they're just talking and then he stuns him and he pins him and then that's it. No, this was a legitimate. What would you say? This was like a street fight, the way
Yeah,
it kind of all panned out.
yeah,
And Austin took some bumps too. It was a perfect storm, in my opinion. It was everything happened the way it needed to happen.
yeah,
They presented it in a way that made Stone Cold look good. He didn't get embarrassed. This wasn't like he was trying to have a technical masterpiece here because we know that those days are behind him. So it's just, what was he known for? He was a brawler. All right, we're going to have him just brawl. Who else can brawl with him and can make it look good? Kevin Owens. Great.
well, let me
And the
stop you
Stunners
there.
piece is good there too. Parts of in terms of the story.
Yeah, let me stop you there though,
Yeah.
because you bring up a great point and I wanted to hit on this.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, let's give him the credit he deserves. He went
Absolutely.
out for multiple weeks and built this rivalry
Just on
to
his own.
make it great. I mean, he did it all on his own. You build a rivalry, usually you have to have that other piece there to build
Yep.
it. And ultimately, he did such a great job. The Stone Cold segment where he came dressed as Stone Cold, I mean, come on. It was
It was good.
fantastic. So props to Kevin Owens because, we give a lot of the wrestlers nowadays a lot of
Shit.
Yeah, and
No other way to put it.
he brought it and he did a great job. And
Yeah.
it to me, that's a large
Mm-hmm.
reason it was successful.
I agree.
So
I totally agree. Something else I want to just. I love Stone Cold. I'm not taking it away from it by switching to this, but I want to just mention this because I feel like without the events of All Out in September, this would have been a top moment for us. But CM Punk winning the title,
yeah,
I think that would have been a really cool moment because up until that time, it felt it was very positive. Punk being back, so I don't want to just like completely dismiss what he did because of everything that happened at the end with the press conference. It was significant that after he was another guy. 7 years he was away. He wasn't injured or anything, but he was just away from wrestling. He comes back and kind of has this little storybook year with AEW. It ended in a nightmare, but it was storybook for quite some time. And I think in general, everybody was pretty much behind CM Punk winning the title. People wanted that.
yeah,
I think they felt like it was vindication for some of the things he didn't get in WWE.
yeah.
So,
I agree with that, Mikey. He reminds me and it's not an exact parallel, but it's a lot kind of like what Shawn Michaels was in his first run, right? Like
That's an interesting
I'm
comparison.
not saying it's drug related, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a great worker. I'm not gonna say he's as good of a wrestler as Shawn Michaels. Don't say that.
No, I
But
hear you.
his mic skills and knowledge of wrestling is very high. And what is unfortunate about this event is he has now cornered himself in a situation where it's going to be difficult,
Yeah, of
because
course.
he alienated himself from WWE fans because he shit on WWE, and he has now alienated himself from AEW fans who, in my opinion, are even more passionate than WWE fans because they love wrestling, right?
Mhm.
They want to see wrestling. They want to see something different. They kind of want to buck the system. And I think he has a shot to go back to WWE and probably erase some of that past with them. I don't think he's killed his chances there. I just think it's going to be more difficult. I think he'll still get a great pop from the fans, but I think the internal side of the wrestling world,
Right.
it's going to be hard for him. And he's a very prideful person, clearly. And I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. I think he still can bring it. I enjoy watching him. Like if he's on TV, I'll turn it on more so than a lot of other things. But that's my opinion on it. But it's just too bad because he went in a matter of a year. We've all seen that clip where he's like,
it just,
"This is fresh, working with new people," and then he's eating a donut
and he's
stuff
like,
in his face.
I'm hurt and I work with fucking children.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, dude, you know what?
He
Like,
became a meme. That's exactly
yeah,
what yeah.
it's like, dude,
It's
you know what?
unfortunate.
Yeah, you had everything you wanted, and it's like, just get over yourself a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get everything you want. You're not, this icon in sports. Like, you are a good borderline superstar. Like, right now, if you asked me if CM Punk was gone forever, people might probably forget about him. It's not like he's a Stone Cold or a Rock. He's like this borderline guy.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Hey, I can't say I necessarily disagree. I think I hesitate to say that he would just get forgotten if he left, but I think I think you're right in the sense that he may not have the impact he thinks he has.
Definitely
But,
not.
Hey, we've all been there, right? I mean,
Yep.
we've all sort of bought into our own hype at some point, and who knows? Maybe he realized this is kind of his last shot to do anything significant in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So with that kind of desperation, you end up doing shit that might be a little bit more uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
So who knows?
He's the type of guy that clearly is a small dude who has fought really hard to get where he's gotten to. And instead of just like letting it go, almost like he holds this grudge where it's like, no, I've worked really hard. I deserve this. Like, you listen to me. This is what I've been through. And it's like, dude, just, that's not how you have to be. You've made it. Like, everyone works hard. Yes, you probably had to work harder because you're not the big dude that everyone is. Like, but like that's just my personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
And those people, it's like so hard because they've fought so hard for it. But it's like, dude, just get over yourself a little bit,
like just a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe he just needs Paul Heyman in his life. Like, that's maybe what can happen. You put him with Paul Heyman again, and he'll be all right.
No, I hear you. Oh
so,
my god.
What so I mentioned the Stone Cold one. Give me a couple more. And again, we've gone into detail on some of the bigger ones, but you want to just mention a couple of the other ones because it was a good year for wrestling.
It was a good year for wrestling. I mean, we should mention Forbidden Door. That was a big moment for wrestling. That was a pay-per-view put on by two separate wrestling companies in collaboration with one another. I think that's great. AEW and New Japan. The execution was what it was. I think there was a lot of untimely injuries that kind of played a role here. I think Punk was scheduled to be there, and then he had gotten hurt, so he couldn't be in there. So there was a few guys that were, I think, supposed to be included in the original incarnation of this show that unfortunately didn't get to. But I still think just the fact that you had this show is a moment itself in pro wrestling. That's a big deal. We haven't seen that in a long, long time. So I want to make sure we just shine a little light on that.
Sure. No, I agree. I think the concept of it and it actually happening was huge. I just wish there was better execution. If you want to hear our takes on it, go back and listen to our episode on it.
Yep.
But yeah, we just need more to understand some of it, you know. And I think it could have been a lot bigger than it was, but it still was a huge moment and
Agreed.
possibly could open the door to more, you know. So I thought it was great.
Yeah. Something else, another moment that's going to lead into to also what we're looking forward to in 2023. Sasha and Naomi leaving WWE. That turned out to be a bigger moment than we initially thought.
Yeah.
At the time, we all expected this was some sort of contract holdout, and they would just be back in within a couple of weeks. But this has gone on since May now. I mean, we're looking at, was it 7 months?
Yep.
Like that, it ain't happening.
No, I don't think she's coming back.
I don't know about Naomi. I don't know where she will end up. I know a lot of people pull from Naomi, and I do as well. I also think the reality dictates Sasha is the bigger name. She is the more proven commodity. So people are always going to be shining their light on her first. But
yeah. And imagine her, like, AEW has all these signings. Like, this is a signing that I think would make a ton of sense for them because it would automatically elevate their women's division, right? Like, she might actually overshadow a lot of the stuff going on in general over there. But imagine her coming, and that women's division would you have multiple names there now that can help elevate the other people and get them on TV more. Like, you're going to automatically get them on TV because Sasha is there.
See, I actually kind of disagree with you on this because I don't think she should go over there. I don't think they have the track record right now of showing that they can take care of a women's division, even with a big name.
That's fair. I agree. But I think she would change that concept. They would have to put her on there. Like, she would honestly bring probably more ratings than most of the men. You know, like, she is that well known. People are chanting her name at pay-per-views. Like, it's clear.
I know. I just have I think I just have a sour taste in my mouth from the previous signings of other women in AEW that come out to some nice fanfare for their debut, and then you never fucking see them again. So
True.
I don't.
But
listen, I'm not saying that would actually happen with Sasha, or, you know what, we'll just use her actual name with Mercedes, right? But I'm not sure. I don't believe that would actually happen with her because I do think she has a lot of great bargaining power. Like, she's fantastic in negotiating. I mean, you've seen what she's charged for, like, Comic-Con appearances and stuff like that. When she wants it, she's going to get it. Yeah. So she will definitely dictate terms to whoever company she ends up working for. I just think it's going to be New Japan. And maybe that's a way in for her to also do some work with AEW here and there. But I don't think she's going to be strictly All Elite. I think we're going to see her at Wrestle Kingdom. It's already determined. She's there right now. She's in Japan. So I think that's going to be where she's going to end up sort of making her outside of WWE name. I just don't think it's going to be in AEW.
That's fair. But did you agree that Saraya being in AEW was a big moment and could help excel them?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, don't you think if Sasha was there too, that would only elevate them more? Like, I think they just need an injection. They have some of these women that they don't give the time a day.
Right, but how would that be any different? So she has this great debut. Then what? Like, what are they going to be given?
I think
they get one match a week on Dynamite, which is just like that. You can't sustain a women's division that way, dude. Like, I don't need to see the Best Friends. I don't need to see Hook, who's boring as fuck. But Best like, friends. Yeah, I mean, I love. But that makes it sound like I don't like the Best Friends. I actually really do like them. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that AEW can do to structure their show better and pace it better than they are doing. And
Yeah.
one of the biggest gripes that a lot of people have with AEW is the fact that continuously it's like you have one female backstage segment that usually gets interrupted by another female wrestler, and then you have one match, and that's it. That is all you get from the women's matches, and maybe a vignette if they're feeling really generous with their time.
Well, listen, the Oracle has spoken, and all is true with the Oracle. So I put my hands up on this one. All right.
Sorry.
No, this is good. This is good. All right, let's
keep going.
Yeah, moving on. Some of the other pieces here. I have to mention this, and I don't know you. I feel like you don't feel the same way about this one as I do. But I think Bray Wyatt returning was fantastic, not just because, and you can say what you want about what's going on with him now, and I'm frustrated with some of it, and it's like whatever. But the concept of how they did it, I'll put this in the category of Triple H taking over and Bray Wyatt returning. It's like a mixed bag. But I loved the way they did it. We give them a lot of shit for how they've executed things in the past and how you feel just let down. Like you got this big balloon, so it's like the air comes out,
Yeah.
But the Bray Wyatt return, I felt, was done extremely well. It was a great build up. It had me like every week wanting to watch WWE. Like, what are they going to do next? So I just, to me, and I would be willing to bet the viewership as he was coming back with just spiking, the amount of people interested in watching just went up just to see his segment, and then, we talked about it. Then you watch other pieces, and then if the content's good, you hook people in to stay. And I thought it was well done. And his actual return at the pay-per-view was awesome.
Oh, I agree with you.
Awesome.
It was awesome. My problem is what's happened since then.
Correct.
But I think that's a lot of people's kind of gripes with it. And I think Bray Wyatt is one of those like crazy geniuses. That's sort of how I view him. And so I think part of this might be like I'm dumb and I'm not picking up all of the nuances of some of the things he's saying. So I might have to rewatch some of his promos, like really listen to some of the things he's saying. I've enjoyed some of the subtleties that they have in like their backstage segments. I have to say, WWE they haven't necessarily changed the format of their backstage segments, which I think they should, but they've made some adjustments in what they've included in it. So they'll have sort of an A storyline of two people talking, and then they'll have something happening in the back that you got to pay attention to. And there was a couple weeks ago where Bray was sort of talking to somebody, and it was covered by one of the equipment boxes or whatever. And at the time I thought, well, he's sort of talking to himself. He's kind of talking to the voices and all these people, the Fiend and Howdy. And now we're coming to find out that Howdy is actually a real character, which maybe I was wrong. I mean, I think I was wrong. I had it that, I know you and I talked about this whole like Wyatt 6 thing, and who knows, maybe there are going to be more characters that are going to make their way into here. But I thought that was interesting. That piece of it I liked, but then some of the promo stuff and the fact that we haven't had a match from him yet, dude, get in the ring, kick somebody's ass, like give me something.
Yeah, the only bright side from what's coming out of here is that LA Knight's getting some good exposure, and
agreed.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot, and he wasn't getting a lot of that. And
no, he was not.
So that's the bright side to it. And they've built it up. It's just, I think they had such a good thing going, and it's lost its mystique at this point.
A little bit.
I'm not saying it can change. It can't change. It's just like, get me to the punchline. And he gets 5 minutes, and it's just him talking solo. It's like, you can't do that every week. Like something has to change with that. So maybe it's just this really slow build to something great. Maybe not. Maybe it's nothing. I have no idea. It almost is like they brought him in, they had a great plan for it, and then they had nothing else after. And they're kind of trying to roll with the punches. So we'll see. I think that Uncle Howdy's going to end up being Bo. But it has to be.
I believe that.
You believe that?
I believe that.
Good.
I can see it.
But okay, so those are some good moments. Anything else you want to touch on, or
Uh,
what about some other
well,
companies?
well,
You know,
yeah, well, I was about to mention Mickey James and this whole last rodeo storyline that she's been
yeah,
doing. I've actually enjoyed it. As everybody knows, Mikey Cash has been on a journey to discover the greatness of Impact, and I do really enjoy a lot of their work. They are like very much, and I know I sound like a broken record. They're like the little engine that could when it comes to wrestling. They have a very clear identity of who they are. They're not trying to do too much, and I think because of that, a lot of the things they do comes off pretty well
yeah,
because they're not trying to be somebody they're not. This isn't the 2010, 2011 TNA that was trying to be WWE. They're just, this is who we are. These are the people that we have on our roster. We're going to use them. Uh, they have, for my money, still one of the best women's division in wrestling because they actually give a shit about them and they kind of just let them go out there and give them complete freedom. I really appreciate that. But yeah, Mickey James has had I think a really good story here. They kind of have her doing the Ric Flair thing from '08, where if he loses, he has to retire. So
mhm.
this is sort of what's going on with Mickey James, and she's just been having match after match with, you know, rookies, with Taylor Wilde. She's got a title feud coming up with Jordan Grace. That's exciting. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think Mickey James deserves a lot more respect than she's getting. So I want to make sure just put a little spotlight on that, and people should check it out. Impact Plus app. There's plenty of stuff on YouTube. You can find them anywhere.
Yeah, I think, your search for, what makes Impact great is awesome. I just picture you like with a cap on, like running, what's that guy? A girl, Carmen San Diego, just trying to find what makes
Yeah, I'm just like,
Impact
let's
great.
see, let's go through here.
Yeah. But no, I think that's great. I think, and John Cena said it best. The wrestling, I said it earlier, the wrestling economy is great. And when the
Mm-hmm.
wrestling economy is great, everybody wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gives you a desire to look other places, right?
Yeah.
So you look at Impact, like, I've been a fan of Impact TNA for a while. I like some of their stuff. Look, they haven't been
Yeah.
great. I'm not saying they're at any level that's
Exactly. I'm
close,
not.
but I've loved some of their stuff that they've done. But I also looked in other places. So I started looking at GCW, and a lot of that was because I saw um, Nick Gage on AEW, and so I
Mhm.
went and I looked and I kind of did a little research. And very cool promotion. It's very much like a
It's
knockoff
ACW.
ECW, and so the thing that really made me go deep into it is Ric Flair's last match. Now, you have this on here as a moment, and I agree. I think it is a moment, right? I'm not even
I didn't
sure
say it
that
was a
the
great moment. I just said
yeah,
it was a
but
moment.
I'm going to use it as a great moment because it exposed some other pieces of wrestling. It was like a Super Bowl of wrestling. They had
Yeah.
some great matches from different promotions
Mm-hmm.
and people coming in. And the one that really got me going, I saw Matt Cardona, which is
Zack Ryder,
Zack
formerly
Ryder,
known as.
woo 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 from WWE, and he came out as this crazy heel. And I was like, what is going on here? And I had heard he was gaining notoriety. So I went back and I watched. And what I found out was after he got released from WWE, he went into GCW and faced Nick Gage, who Nick Gage is like the holy grail of GCW,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He is the guy. And these fans are so passionate because they're hardcore, it's hardcore wrestling. And he has like been so loyal to them, and he basically almost died in the ring at one
Mm-hmm.
point, and they love him, and he's the only consistent wrestler that's still there because they take in independent wrestlers and they don't really have anybody signed to a contract outside of Nick Gage. And he was the champion, and he comes in, and everybody basically was saying if Matt Cardona wins this match, we riot. Like same thing like
Mm-hmm.
John Cena, right? John Cena versus
Yeah.
RVD,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
same concept. And Matt Cardona won. And it was a great moment because if you go watch the YouTube clip,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
they're just
They're pelting him.
Oh, and he took that and he ran and he started getting this gritty side to him. And he started calling out Mick Foley because Mick Foley's the hardcore legend.
Yeah.
And he had a shirt that said "fuck Mick Foley," and they're good friends in real life.
Yeah,
but it was a great moment. And it elevated his status, kind of like Cody Rhodes in a different way.
Yeah.
And I love his heel side. It's fantastic. It's like great,
dude. You know what you're like really bringing up is the fact that in some ways we kind of have territories again. They just
to some degree.
It's an evolution of it. It's not going to be exactly what it used to be, where it's this kind of little regional stuff, but all of these different companies that we've brought up have little niches and they have different strengths. And I think when a wrestler might leave something like a WWE and just sort of, neander to all these different other companies, you're able to access different sides of your personality and develop different parts of your character that then you can bring back. 100%. You can then create this kind of like synthesis of, all right, so I've learned a little bit about this kind of hardcore piece of myself that I can bring to this. And maybe that's how I can find some success in an AEW or in WWE. I think it's wonderful. It makes them. It creates a situation where people can actually get a little more polished in terms of who they are and what they can do as a wrestler.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And to me, that was a moment that I thought was pretty cool because it was not WWE and it's probably not well known. But if you go watch that YouTube clip, Mikey, it's hilarious.
Agreed. It is hilarious. It reminds me of like the NWO, when that first like the amount of shit that was in that ring reminds me very much of Bash at the Beach.
Yeah.
And people were just pelting him with stuff.
The emotion was real. They were like,
yeah, it was real. They were pissed.
Fuck this WWE guy,
Yeah. But you know what? They took that ECW one night stand and turned it on and they flipped it. And they were like, all right, well, guess what? Now let's see what happens when you riot.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when you don't get what you want.
Yeah.
It was perfect. And credit to Nick Gage for being willing to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, we have so much. I'm looking at this list. There's so many things that we didn't even touch on. But
well,
I mean, you know what we haven't touched on? Flannel shirt Brock Lesnar. We need to talk about.
You know what? I think we should.
A different side of personality.
Yeah, I think we should because we give Brock Lesnar a lot of shit over the past couple of years on our.
Well, you do, but yeah.
Fine, I do.
You do.
I do.
We have we have different things that you and I get upset about, Vito, and this is your thing.
Yeah, I just hate. Again, I'm going to use it as the John Cena example. Coming back, like you texted me, and you were like, "Hey, John Cena is coming back," and I'm like, "Are you really excited about this?" And he's like, and you said yes, and you were very surprised.
I was like, I'm actually excited about that.
Yeah, and you were surprised that I wasn't. And this goes along with Brock too. I just don't get excited for the one-offs anymore. Like they just come once or twice a year, and I hate it. I hate it. And I equipped it to something that I thought was a pretty good comparison. It's like when you're in the strip club and you have a really hot stripper and you get a lap dance from her, maybe a couple, and then she leaves and goes and gets some dances from other people, but then comes back to you when nothing else is going on. And you're a little upset about it. You don't feel great about it, but you do it anyways, right? You do it anyways, but you're not real happy about it. And that's how I feel about it. It's like, yeah, okay, great. John Cena's coming back, but okay, what is he going to come back for, like 2 episodes, do a WrestleMania and leave? Which, fine. I get pissed about it. And Brock Lesnar would do that. And Brock was worse because he would just come back, win, never wrestle 4 times a year, hold a belt, and then leave again. It would drive me crazy. But, and I'll let you talk here, him coming back this year, he came back on a more full-time basis.
Yeah.
And seeing him every week made me feel better about it. And he wasn't even winning. Like, it should have been the opposite way around. Like, when he was winning and champion, he should have been here all the time. And when he was flannel shirt Brock and here all the time, he wasn't necessarily winning every match.
I mean, I don't know where to begin on everything you just.
Yeah, it was a lot. I
ran your
feel
mouth
better
about.
getting that off my chest.
But I kind of feel like, all right, if your problem is that a wrestler comes back for a one shot and then leaves, why is Stone Cold a moment of the year then?
Yeah, but he hasn't wrestled in. He doesn't come back.
But the
hold a
principle of it,
championship.
I think checks out.
No, it's different. Because Brock has done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
been a multiple time thing. Like, I'm fine with part-time wrestlers coming back, but at that point, if you're gonna do that, like, don't hold the belt. Don't hold the belt.
But
don't
right,
beat
so
the
John
guys
Cena's
that.
not though. He's coming back for a tag match.
Yes, but
not. It's
it's
a main event of
PTSD.
SmackDown, not like a WrestleMania here.
It's PTSD. It's
You
because I've seen it.
I can feel it come off of you.
It makes me angry.
Yeah.
So
well,
you know what?
I'm licensed in the state. I can help you with this. So,
You asked me if I was excited about it and why I wasn't, and you were surprised.
I was
just
surprised
giving you
because
my
I didn't get
answer.
the answer I wanted. Right? Is that what you want me to say? I didn't get the answer I wanted.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I've become just desensitized at this point to, this is just what wrestling is in 2022, 2023. It's going to be like this. You're going to have wrestlers that will have this kind of clout. They can come in, they can come out. They're not going to wrestle every week. They're not always going to be on TV, but they come in because, these companies want a rating, as much as I think ratings are shit. I think they're just going to, they want it because they want the big name. They want to sell tickets.
So I'm fine with that. But I think where I get upset, and this is the root of all of it, is when they start building up these guys that are newer. And for me, Brock Lesnar is just maybe the exception. But he would come in and win the belt off a guy like Big E or Kofi.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, and it's like you're building up these guys, and then you just take it away from them because it's Brock Lesnar. And look what happened. You buried him. It's kind of like the Fiend. Like, you can't come back from that. Like,
do you ever question how much of that was Vince rather than Brock?
Could be, but I'm just saying that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it could have been Genghis Khan making the decisions over there, and I just telling you what I saw, and it just pisses me off.
I don't
get invested.
I don't think you're wrong.
I want to get invested in somebody, and then you're just going to take it away from a guy that barely shows up. Fine. I don't care about the Kurt Angle showing up every now and then. He could wrestle if he wanted to. Stone Cold can. Brock could too. Mm-hmm. But it was like they were trying to make Brock this unbeatable character, and it was killing all of the other characters that were there all the time.
Well, but for a time, you're right. He was probably the most, I don't know, like the toughest character they had. He was like unbeatable because they didn't properly build up anybody enough to even resemble a threat to this guy outside of The Undertaker.
Yeah. Unless it was Goldberg, come back at 65 years old and beats him with the one spear.
Yeah. I know how you know my feelings on Goldberg, but that was fine. Right. That was fine.
So anyways, give me your thoughts on flannel shirt Brock.
I don't know. I just liked flannel shirt Brock. I don't know. It was just, he was smiling, laughing. It was more unsettling than serious Brock, in my opinion, but I thought he was good. It was nice that, I don't know if he's just gotten more comfortable as the years have gone on or what, but it was kind of interesting to see a different shade of him on TV week to week. And it's really proving that he can stand on his own without a mouthpiece like Paul Heyman. I think that was one of my bigger takeaways, because I think for a long time, Brock wasn't known for his promo work at all. Right, he was just going to stand there stoically while Paul Heyman dressed down the opponent and built up Brock, and now he didn't have that anymore. So I thought it was really great as development of this guy who's been wrestling for 20 years. I mean, I think it was good. I think it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Okay, I also enjoyed it. Although
I'm not saying I want him to be the champion, but I enjoyed it.
I very much enjoyed it, and his little ponytail looked cool too.
I know.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Remember his promo with Bobby Lashley? Bobby who? I thought Lashley was just going to straight up deck him when he did that. It
was good. I think his feud with Bobby Lashley is a good one.
Yeah,
It's hard hitting, man. I almost thought
a good one.
they hurt each other multiple times, to be honest.
Oh, the way Lashley lands when he gets German suplex is so unsettling to me.
Yeah, this is a 300-pound dude just landing on his neck.
But he just he lands well, you know, like this is like a kind of like a Jewish word. Like he's like fakakli. It's like he's landing cockeyed and like on his shoulder. Like get the hell out of here, dude. Like what do you land flat?
No. All right, Mikey.
As a guy who doesn't wrestle at all, so who the hell am I?
We have no idea what we're talking about.
I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Forget it. Sorry, Bobby.
All right, I have a question for you.
All right. What?
Who had a better year?
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns or Bianca Belair?
Ooh. That's actually a tough question to me.
I don't think it's tough.
I know that you're going to say Roman.
It has to be. I mean, Roman didn't lose a title in 30 seconds to
That was last year. That wasn't this year.
Yeah.
That was last year. That was 2021. What are you talking about? We're talking about the year in review is 2022.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's Roman. I just think he's in a level above
I mean,
anyone else.
I think it's almost not fair to compare the two because you're right. He's got a record-setting title reign right now. I mean, who was it? Just like Hogan and Bruno are ahead of him in terms of who's had a longer title reign. That's insane.
Yeah.
You know, Bianca's had, in terms of the women's division, Bianca's been fucking amazing. Yeah. She's had barn burners with Becky, with Bailey. I mean, I want to see her face Sasha once again, but I know that's not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see Bianca and Charlotte at some point. That's going to be a main event fucking rivalry. Guarantee you that. But no, nobody touches Roman when it comes to like the kind of year he had. He had a great year.
Yeah.
Despite
I agree.
Despite
Bianca
the
did
article
too,
I wrote, okay, I do believe that Roman Reigns did have like the better year, but you could arguably say that the re-emergence award is maybe a tie between Kevin Owens and Finn Balor.
Yeah, that's fair.
Characters that really
and Sami Zayn
found themselves. Yeah, Sami Zayn too.
He's
wrestling's been good. Wrestling's been good to us. If we're having trouble even just naming one person for an award, come on.
Yeah,
this is
that's
great.
Good. All right. Well, I think this was fantastic. What do we have forward to looking to next year before we get into some, some listener questions?
Yeah, we got a few of those. So personally for me, 2023, like I had said before, I'm looking forward to see what Mercedes / Sasha does in New Japan. What comes of that? Another thing that I'm looking forward to in AEW is, what this whole Ring of Honor thing looks like. Like, do they finally separate them, or is it going to continue to just be what it is right now? And how does like the new Honor Club thing affect that? Also, I want to see Hangman and MJF in a title feud. I really want to see that. I just think it can be great.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think we could have put MJF up there for having a great year too, right? If he didn't leave the company for however many months that he was there. I think he still had a great year, but I think it could have been probably one of the better ones. Mm-hmm. And him being champion's great. Let's see what happens with him. Sometimes he can get a little too much, but I'm excited. He's their big shining star, so we'll see what happens.
Right. What about you?
Me, I'm excited to see how some of these younger stars progress, right? I'm excited for the MJFs. I'm excited for, the Finn Balors, the Sami Zayns, Sami Zayn's not young and neither is Kevin Owens, but like it's time for them to take over. I'm excited to see what Cody does. I'm excited to see some actual superstars again, where I get excited about watching wrestling, and I feel like we're on the cusp of that. It'll be interesting. I think one thing that would be awesome is if The Rock comes back.
I would love it. I love The Rock.
And we could spend a whole episode talking about that, but we won't. And I'm just excited for wrestling in general. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to, and it's great for business here at the SFG podcast because we got a lot to talk about. And I got to tell you, our year in review, I mean, fans, please tell us if this isn't correct, but we were very positive this year in most accounts compared to years of the past, which is, again, a great sign. So
we're maturing.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get right into these questions. We got like 5 minutes left here.
Yeah. So we'll do some rapid fire.
Yeah. So this one's from super fan, Mr. Constantine. Do you think bringing the Honor Club is enough to not only distinguish themselves from AEW, and will it garner enough interest to propel them into a proper TV deal?
It's a little 2-in-1. I hope it is. I hope it's enough to distinguish themselves from AEW, because right now I can't tell the difference. But I don't know if it's going to get them into a TV deal. I feel like there's part of me that wonders, is it better for them just to put it all on their Honor Club thing, put it all on the streaming, and just say, like, here's what it is, and then you don't necessarily have to worry about ratings where you might have to worry about that with a TV deal. But I could see why he would want that, because it's probably going to be more lucrative if you're getting network sponsorship rather than just putting it on streaming.
Agreed.
So I don't know. I just, it's hard for me, because this is a little bit a part of the problem with what, like, my issue with the rollout of Ring of Honor within AEW, because now there's so much overlap that you can't differentiate one from the other.
Yeah.
It's hard. I feel like Ring of Honor doesn't have an established identity outside of AEW right now, because all of it is the same. All of it feels exactly the same.
Like no, I agree. That's the hardest part. I think there's a lot there, but there's no continuity in what you're looking at, and what you're watching, and that's really hard to be a fan of and understand what's going on.
Right. I mean, the same kind of matches happen in Ring of Honor as do in AEW. I mean, they had a dog collar match in Ring of Honor. They had a dog collar match in AEW. What's the real
production's the same?
I would be questioning.
Yeah, production's pretty much the same.
Yeah,
like it looks. Yeah, agreed. All right. So I'll ask this next question, and then you can. I'll answer the other two. But who ends up with a better relationship with New Japan Wrestling in 2023, WWE or AEW? That was also a Constantine question.
That is a Constantine question. It's a good one, because for the folks who don't know, Carl Anderson is going to be over there too in New Japan, and he is the first full WWE contracted superstar to be wrestling for a New Japan title at a New Japan show. So it's that I feel like is amazing.
I think it's great.
I say it's amazing. I have other issues, but that's another 2 cents for another time. Okay, about independent contracting. But who do I think is going to have the better relationship with New Japan? I'm probably going to still say AEW, because I think WWE is going to make some strides, but I think on the whole, they're still going to be not the nicest to play with. I think what you've seen so far is because of Triple H, I bet, and him wanting to have some business, and that it's makes more competitive sense to be to have collaboration with other wrestling organizations than just say our doors closed. And hey, that reminds me too, Nakamura is going to be going over to Japan wrestling Great Muta, so that's cool too, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyway, I got off on a tangent, but the bottom line is I think AEW will still, at the end of the day, have a better relationship with them. You want me to read the next one?
Yeah, I'll answer the next.
I'll ask you this one. This is our last Constantine question. So, where does Mercedes Varnado end up by this time next year? So by next December, where do you think she'll be?
I already gave this answer. I said AEW.
Okay. I didn't know if you got smart and changed it, but I guess that's what your answer is.
Yeah. No, I'm sticking with AEW.
Swig of water for the working man.
Yep. Easy answer. I don't even need to go into it.
Yeah. Well, my answer hasn't changed either. I think she'll still be in New Japan. So
Okay.
we'll revisit this episode next year.
Yep.
And see if which one
Fighting with
right.
the Oracle. That's
right.
not good.
That's right. All right. The last 2 questions are from Mike B, great friend of the podcast. He has a question. Do you think Ricky Starks is a main event player?
Good question. Very good question. He's borderline. That's a chicken shit answer.
Such
but he's
a chicken
borderline.
shit answer.
If he's in WWE, no. If he's in AEW right now, yes. I mean, it's just a different ball game. I'm not sure. He's got the mic skills. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's a decent wrestler.
Yeah.
Is he going to draw people to watch? He doesn't draw me to watch. Let's put it that way. So that's how I look at it. If he's wrestling MJF, I'm interested. But again, that's my personal opinion. I don't know. Do you feel differently?
At the moment, I'd say he's not a main event player.
Yeah.
At the moment. But that caveat can change.
Yeah.
I think if they continue to give him meaningful things to do and allow him the ability to continue growing off of what I think was a really good outing with MJF and segments and whatnot, they had a good little build to that. I think he can be. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't draw me to watch. That's how I kind of judge it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I get excited about him? I mean, I enjoy watching him, but he's not someone that I'm going to be like, oh, he's on TV today.
Way.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The last question from Mike B. Who needs the Rumble win the most?
That's a really good question.
Loaded.
It's funny. I don't go into these Rumbles like really caring about who wins like most of the time. Like I will only be more upset if someone like Brock Lesnar wins.
Yeah.
or Dave Bautista, right? Like I get excited about the aspect of the wrestlers coming out and like who's gonna come out. I'm always oh, this guy's gonna come out or this guy's gonna come out. But like who needs it the most? I mean, do you have someone off the top of your head you can think of?
It's Cody to me. I think it's a fitting story. Even if it feels predictable, I think it can still be significant. I think even if people see this coming a mile away, I don't think people are necessarily going to shit on it because people like Cody and he's done really great work since he came back. So I doubt that people are going to feel like he's force fed somehow. It makes a lot of sense. I mean,
yeah.
They've done this before where somebody gets injured and they come back and win the Rumble.
So how are they going to do this if, let's just say The Rock is coming back? Like
maybe the bloodline cost them the match. I mean,
so
they could have him get eliminated that way. He comes
here's my theory. Here's my theory. I think Sami Zayn's going to win.
That would be fucking something. What a
because
right there.
And I bet he says it would go two ways, right? You could say Sami Zayn's gonna win, and he's gonna win and say, I'm not facing the head of the table. And then
gives it away.
If you smell and then The Rock comes out and says, well, wait a minute here. I'm the head of the table.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. I don't know. That's just my theory. I think Sami Zayn.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into our WrestleMania predictions later, but yeah, I think Cody needs the win.
Okay.
I think it could be really great to solidify why he came back.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted.
He
came back because he wants to win the title. Well, in WWE, when you're going along that journey, the main way that happens is through the Rumble.
Yeah.
So it could be a hell of a bookend to debut at WrestleMania last year and then win the title the next year at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What a fucking story that would be.
Yeah. Oh, it would be good. It would be interesting to see. I like the theories, though. Yeah, we could go all day, Mikey Cash.
I know. But we don't got all day.
No, we don't.
We don't got all day. Our different errands abound. It's in between holiday week. We got some trips coming up. We got some things coming up. But any final thoughts, Vito? Our last show of the year.
No, I'm excited to see where things go. The Rumble's going to be great.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of anticipation going on, a lot of things to look forward to that can can excite you as a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So it was a great 2022, and I think 2023 is going to be even better, just as long as Vince McMahon stays retired.
Absolutely. I second that. Well, with that, we thank you guys for listening and for all the support you've shown us over this past year. I think it's been a really wonderful year for the Gorilla crew, with Vito and I and Bobby and Mango, and we really appreciate all the support and love you guys show us, and hope you continue to show it to us in 2023 and beyond. We'll have some episodes coming out in the new year. There'll also be more articles, so keep your eye on the website, and a lot of good things coming for starting from Gorilla. So we really appreciate it, everything that you guys have done for us, and hope you keep listening. Happy holidays, happy new year, and keep on strutting.
We now return your perception of reality to you. Until next time.